Hey everybody, Jared back again, and it's Monday. That means it's time for our best 3 useful Android apps of the week. So let's go ahead and get started. So, first off, I wanted to show you Hacker's Keyboard. Now, I can't see myself personally using this too often, or probably even in the future. SwiftKey is my keyboard of choice, if you were wondering. But I thought it was a pretty useful keyboard for perhaps a lot of you out there. Now, you may notice that it does resemble, stock Android keyboard layout, but it's got some differences. And I'll actually just kind of rotate it into landscape mode here, and you'll see how it's different. As you can see, we've got full-on numbers row right there, and it's actually basically the same keyboard as your computer that you're using at home. Now, this has got a bunch of tricks up its sleeve as well. You go ahead and click on the settings there, and we'll jump into the settings menu, and this has got a ton of different customizable options. For starters, as you can see, you can change around the portrait height, landscape height, and so on, but I'll show you something really quickly here. So we can go ahead and right now, in portrait mode at least, is set to 4-row gingerbread layout. We'll go ahead and switch to 5-row gingerbread layout, back out of there, open it back up, and you'll notice now that even in portrait mode, we do have our full-on number row there. But you're probably thinking to yourself, well, you know what, that is pretty small. How are my fingers going to get on that? And I completely agree, whereas this might be quite a bit easier for most of you. And again, that is why, if I would just go ahead and long press there, get back into the settings, that is why we get all these different key height sizes or customizations that we can do to it. It's also got some themings going on as well. So where was it? Right now it's set on ice cream sandwich keyboard. You've got gingerbread, transparent, which is experimental. I haven't tested that out yet, but stone is kind of interesting. We'll go ahead and back out of here. Keeping in mind, there's just a ton of settings in here. I mean, really, if you really want to get nitty and gritty, you can go ahead and do so. So we'll back out of there just to show you what the stone looks like. And I think it looks pretty cool. Mind you, if I didn't have that extra 5-row in portrait mode, it would probably look a little bit prettier, but you get the idea. I think it's pretty neat. It's got full-on directional pad. As you can see, we'll put it in landscape mode here. And I mean, it's pretty useless if I was to say like, hi there. Whoops, that didn't do the autocorrect justice, did it? Hi there. That didn't do it either, whatever. So if we wanted to, I can go ahead and click the back arrows there and navigate within that text, which I thought was pretty darn useful. Anyways, I'll be posting a link in the description for that. Go ahead and download it. It is free, believe it or not, so some of you may absolutely love that cost. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the next one. Alright, so next up we have AppSales. Ladies and gentlemen, this is among the cream of the crop. And the reason behind that is because this app actually scans and monitors the Google Play Store for app sales and just discounted prices, maybe price drops on applications and everything. And you can do things from add things to your watch list or your favorites and so on. But you'll notice as we go down the list, and first of all, at the very top here, you'll notice sort of this scrolling banner here, and this is sort of like the featured new hot apps, I suppose you could say. And down here, it's got some different breakdowns. So you've got the different apps today that it's discovered that have gone on sale, and obviously it goes back a bit of a timeline, which is pretty darn cool. And obviously you can see in the right there with the little green symbol, that actually shows you how much it's been discounted. It shows you what the current price is as well as the previous price. Now let's just say, for instance, we wanted to go ahead and click on this one here. Not only does it give you a description of the application just like it would in the Play Store, but it also gives you some graph history in terms of pricing. So it gives you a basic breakdown of how often prices are dropped on this particular app. So for instance, if you see that at least in the past 60 days, this application hasn't gone on sale, chances are you might want to grab that app because there's a really good chance that you might not be able to get that deal for a while to come. However, if it does show sales quite often, then I guess you have some choices and some options there, which is pretty cool. You can also see how many people are watching this application to check on further pricing sales and so on, as well as favoriting the app or even commenting on it within the AppSales app itself. Although I did find that there weren't many people, if any, that I could find that have actually left comments on it. Now, just to show you the legitimacy of this, you'll notice that it's 50% off right now for Pro Panorama. If I was to go ahead and click on this, it'll actually bring you to the Play Store, so you don't have to worry about downloading it from a third-party app store, which is always sort of dangerous. And you'll notice that it is, in fact, 99 cents, which is really, really cool. So I think this app is really, really neat. Of course, you can also share it with any of your friends. So if you have an application that you found that you think is just a great deal and you want your other friends to have it as well, go ahead and share it with them right there. Backing out of there, we will also get into our settings menu, which has some different filters options. So you can kind of narrow down your selection to kind of get to where you're going. Anyways, that's really, really cool application. It is called AppSales. It's free on the Play Store, believe it or not. Well worth the free download, let me tell you that right now. I'll be using this indefinitely. Alright, so next up we have Nexus 4 Stock Alert. This will help you get one of these devices right here, the 16GB Nexus 4. Of course, if you want, you can always get the Nexus 4 8GB version. But anyways, this app is exactly how I got my Nexus 4, believe it or not. And it works like a hot damn. I can't say enough good things about this really, really simple app here. So what's interesting about this is two things. First of all, it's free, so maybe three things. It's free. You can also choose any one of these different Nexus devices or products from the Google Play Store. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Nexus 4. It could be a 10, a 7, the Nexus 4 bumper, and so on. And it actually uses your location to base where the availability of said products are, which is really cool. So if you're in the UK, you don't have to worry about it notifying you of it going on sale in US, and you go to try and check out, and it turns out it's not available to the UK. So that was really cool. You can also change around the intervals to check how often it decides to check for the stock alerts. So, and it's kind of neat because down here you'll also notice it says check every 15 minutes and the minimal usage is 150 megabytes per month. So that's obviously based on if you were using, or he's putting that there just in case you're using your data connection when you're out and about to stay updated with stock availability of said devices. So that was pretty cool. And of course it will use a little bit more battery, but again, you know, what's battery sacrifice when you can get yourself one of these rare devices? So I thought that was really useful and thought some of you guys might be able to benefit from it. A lot of good feedback from the Play Store, and it obviously worked for me. So that's that. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please shoot me some love by hitting that likes button down below. It's always much, much appreciated and helps support the channel big time. And if you haven't already, maybe you might want to consider subscribing for more videos like this in the future. We do have best useful apps of the week every Monday and best games for Android on Thursday. That's it for now, though, folks. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.